Matcha is not just a tea, it is a daily ritual. Hi, my name is Stefen. I'm the founder and tea buyer at Tea Dealers. I'm also a 15-year Japanese tea ceremony practitioner, which has given me really deep insight into matcha, the spiritual and cultural aspect of it. Matcha is a powdered tea that is made from stone ground tea leaves of Japanese tea plants. It is the only tea that is served in Chanoyu, also known as the tea ceremony. It is a spiritual and aesthetic discipline that focuses on the collective experience between a host and a guest. The host strives to serve a perfect bowl of tea, which can only be honed through daily practice. Everything that goes into making a bowl of tea becomes part of its flavor. The flavor of matcha is the moment, the season, the spirit, and even the place that it's made in. Matcha preparation begins with preparing the tools. And you want to first begin by warming up the bowl and soaking the tines of the chasen. By soaking the tines, you make the tines more pliable, but it also keeps them from absorbing matcha and staining too quickly. So we want to make sure that we have a source of water heated and ready to go next to us because it allows us to move rather quickly so that the temperature of the water doesn't go down while we start whisking. If the temperature of the water goes down too quickly, or if you're starting at a starting point where the temperature is too low, it'll be very difficult for you to actually create foam. So having your mise in place and ready to go will always give you good results. The quality of water is extremely important. Using bottled water or filtered water is a key component since matcha is made up of more than 90% of water. So we start by simply moving it around, pressing the tines, and this will basically be done in a few seconds. I'm then going to warm up the bowl and dry it. Make sure to properly dry it so that the matcha doesn't cling to the bottom and immediately chalk up. The bowl will dry rather quickly when you're using hot water. And then before we add the tea, we will sift using our strainer. It's important to always use fresh matcha because it has the most aroma and the best taste. When you cut open into a bag of matcha, you have about 10 to 14 days for optimal freshness. When I'm dosing out my matcha, I normally use 1 hefty spoon. When the matcha is in the bag, it is pretty dense and tightly packed together. And that's why it forms those matcha bowls at the bottom. So we want to actually sift it beforehand. Sifting is basically pressing through. You want to avoid rubbing because it is a piece of wood and you'll basically be shaving it down. You don't want bamboo chunks in your matcha. And you also don't want to create static electricity, which will make the matcha cling to the bowl itself. To clear the strainer, I basically just tap, but I'm going to continue pushing. So after a few seconds, I've basically cleared all of the matcha. We always start with water at its highest temperature because the moment it enters the bowl, it will cool down. When you're pouring water, if you do a 4-second count, that will give you approximately 3 to 4 ounces of water. So first couple of strokes at the bottom to separate it. As you can see, there's chunks already. So we move to the center, and then we start to whisk, and then we speed up. Halfway through, we want to gather the matcha that's accumulated on the sides, bring it in and introduce it back into the body of water, and then continue from where we left off. You want to try to whisk matcha within 1 to 2 minutes maximum. Over whisking will destroy too much of the aromatics. So you should practice to do it quickly. Now I move to the top layer to get rid of any large bubbles, clean the sides of my bowl. And now I do a nonoji or a circle and create a really, really nice layering effect and enjoy my bowl of matcha. To enjoy matcha from a traditional bowl, from the 3 o'clock, you turn the bowl to 6 o'clock twice, once, twice, and you drink directly out of the bowl. Our Tea Dealers Matcha collection focuses on the distinct varietals of the Uji region using only the highest quality production methods, fitting to be served in the Japanese tea ceremony. The vibrant color, the pungent aroma, and the natural sweetness is what makes our bowl of tea so special. Matcha's popularity is proof of its profound meaning to people all over the world. Having been cultivated on Japanese soil, it is the essence of its people, its culture, and its aesthetic. To learn more about tea dealers and our craft, visit our website and subscribe to this channel for all things tea and ceramics.